Welcome back, American Coin Hunter. Today, we are going to dive into a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance, a coin that many people might walk past without a second thought. But in the world of numismatics, it is nothing short of extraordinary. We are talking about the 2003 United States 1-cent coin, the penny, which in its standard form is a common circulation coin, but in certain cases holds a tremendous value due to mint errors that make it exceptionally rare and highly sought after by collectors. The 2003 penny, produced during a year when the United States Mint was striking billions of coins, seems like just another coin in your pocket. But when you examine the details, the story unfolds into a treasure trove of history, design innovation, and numismatic intrigue. One of the first things to understand about this coin is its design, which continues the Lincoln Memorial reverse that was first introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The obverse of the coin, which is the front face, features the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln, sculpted by Victor David Brenner, whose initials VDB can sometimes be found on the reverse or near the rim, depending on the year and mint mark. The 2003 Lincoln cent features a copper-plated zinc composition, weighing precisely 2.5 grams and measuring 19.05 millimeters in diameter, a standard that had been established in 1982 after the composition of the penny was changed from 95% copper to 97.5% zinc, with a thin copper plating due to the rising cost of copper. Despite its common presence in circulation, errors in the minting process can dramatically increase the coin's value. In 2003, several types of errors were documented, ranging from double strikes to die cracks, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and broad strikes. One of the most sought after is the off-center strike error, where the coin's design is not properly aligned within the coin's rim, creating a partial Lincoln image with a significant blank space. Collectors prize these errors because they are unique, and the more extreme the misalignment, the rarer the coin becomes. The market for such errors is dynamic, but some high-grade off-center strikes from 2003 have sold for thousands of dollars, depending on the severity of the misalignment, the condition of the coin, and whether it has been professionally graded by a service such as PCGS or NGC. Another fascinating aspect of the 2003 penny involves die errors. During the minting process, the dies themselves, which are metal stamps that imprint the coin's design onto the planchet, can develop flaws. These flaws manifest as raised lines, missing details, or unusual markings on the coin's surface. For example, a die crack that appears as a raised line running through Lincoln's face or the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse can turn an otherwise ordinary coin into a collectible item valued at hundreds of dollars or more. Some 2003 pennies also exhibit doubling errors on the date or mint mark, which occurs due to misalignment during the die striking process. These doubling errors are subtle and require a keen eye to detect, but professional graders and experienced collectors can identify them, leading to significant interest in the coin. The 2003 penny was minted at multiple facilities, including the Philadelphia and Denver mints, which are indicated by the absence or presence of a small D mint mark below the date on the obverse side of the coin. Coins from the Denver mint and certain error varieties are often more valuable due to their lower mintage numbers or specific anomalies discovered by collectors. Additionally, the year 2003 is notable for the sheer volume of pennies struck, with hundreds of millions produced. This abundance makes standard 2003 pennies common and generally worth their face value, but it is the rare error coins and high-grade uncirculated specimens that dominate the high-value market. Market trends show that collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins with dramatic errors in pristine condition, with prices scaling from a few $100s for minor errors to tens of thousands for the most extreme misstrikes. Interestingly, the 2003 penny's design, while seemingly simple, carries deep historical significance. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, is honored on this coin as the first president to be depicted on a circulating U.S. coin in the form of a bronze penny. The Lincoln Memorial reverse itself was chosen to celebrate Lincoln's monumental legacy, and the intricate design details of the monument require precision in minting, which also means that any deviation caused by die or striking errors stands out prominently. The combination of historical importance and the potential for errors makes the 2003 penny a coin that appeals to both historians and collectors alike. Beyond the physical design, the story of the 2003 penny also intersects with economic considerations. The penny has long been a coin whose face value is less than the cost to produce it, particularly after 1982 when the composition was switched to zinc with copper plating. By 2003, the cost of producing a single penny was estimated at approximately 1.5 to 2 cents, meaning that even standard circulation pennies represented a small economic loss to the U.S. Mint. This context adds another layer of fascination for collectors, who appreciate the coin both for its monetary quirks and its collectible potential. The market value of the 2003 penny, specifically those with errors, is a topic of constant evolution. While regular circulated coins are still worth their nominal face value of 1 cent, error coins have been reported to fetch anywhere from a few $100s to several $1,000s, depending on the rarity and severity of the error. There are reports and verified sales of certain 2003 off-center strike pennies selling for as high as $2,500 in online auctions or private sales when in mint state condition. Additionally, unique errors like double dies or significant planchet defects can see even higher values. In terms of grading, a 2003 penny with errors graded MS 65 or higher by a recognized grading service can significantly increase in value due to its pristine condition. Collectors prioritize coins that show no signs of circulation wear, as this ensures the error remains clearly visible and unaltered. Some coin enthusiasts even specialize exclusively in Lincoln cent errors, which has created a niche but passionate collector base. When discussing coin weight and composition, it is important to note that the 2003 penny's weight of 2.5 grams is standardized for copper-plated zinc coins. The diameter of 19.05 millimeters ensures it fits comfortably into coin rolls and vending machines, yet this standardization also makes detecting errors easier, as any deviation from the expected dimensions can indicate a minting anomaly. Coins that are off-weight due to missing metal or planchet errors are often immediately flagged by collectors as potentially valuable specimens. The symbolism of the 2003 penny extends beyond its physical attributes. Lincoln's image represents honesty, perseverance, and leadership during one of the most turbulent periods in U.S. history, the Civil War. The memorial reverse connects the coin to the broader theme of national heritage, highlighting the importance of architecture, historical memory, and the commemoration of figures who have shaped the nation. Collectors value these coins not only for their rarity, but also for the stories they tell about American history and the evolution of currency. Among the most intriguing errors in 2003 pennies are broad strikes, where the coin is struck outside of its normal collar, resulting in a larger diameter and sometimes a missing rim. These coins are highly prized because the striking error is dramatic and visually striking. Broad strike errors are rare and can command prices in the thousands of dollars depending on condition and visibility of the design elements. Clipped planchets are another significant error type, where the metal blank that becomes the coin is cut incorrectly, resulting in coins with missing portions. Collectors value these clipped planchets highly because they are easily identifiable, and the more unusual the clipping, the greater the interest. In addition to these physical errors, the 2003 penny also has varieties with doubled dies, where the date or other design elements appear to be stamped twice. This doubling creates a ghost-like image on the coin and is a subtle but highly collectible error. Continuing with the exploration of the 2003 United States 1-cent coin, it is important to delve deeper into the fascinating realm of coin errors and varieties, because this is where the true value of this seemingly ordinary coin comes to life. While standard 2003 pennies are extremely common and still worth just 1 cent in everyday circulation, error coins from this year have captured the imagination of collectors worldwide. One of the most compelling aspects of 2003 penny errors is how they occur. During the minting process, coins are created by striking blank planchets between two engraved dies under immense pressure. Each stage of this process, from planchet preparation to final striking, presents opportunities for anomalies to appear. In 2003, several coins were identified with off-center strikes, a type of error where the planchet shifts slightly before or during the striking process, causing the design to be misaligned with the coin's rim. These off-center strikes vary in severity, with some showing only a small portion of the design off-center, while others display extreme misalignment, where a significant portion of the coin remains blank. Collectors often categorize these coins based on the percentage of the design that is missing from the strike. For example, a 10% off-center strike might be interesting but relatively common, while a 50% or more off-center strike is exceedingly rare and commands high prices in the market. Some documented sales of extreme 2003 off-center strike pennies have reached several $1,000s, particularly when the coin is in uncirculated condition and has been professionally graded. Another prominent error seen in 2003 pennies is the double die variety. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin has a misalignment during its own manufacturing process, resulting in a duplicated image on the coin. This duplication can affect the date, mint mark, or even Lincoln's profile, creating a ghost-like or shadow effect. Even though these doubling errors can be subtle, they are highly prized among serious collectors because they represent a rare flaw in an otherwise highly precise minting process. The rarity of double die errors in 2003 pennies is particularly significant because modern minting technology is designed to minimize mistakes. The presses used in 2003 were capable of striking thousands of coins per hour, yet the presence of these anomalies highlights the human and mechanical elements that still influence coin production. Die cracks are another type of error frequently seen in 2003 pennies. These cracks occur when the die develops small fractures due to stress from repeated use. When a cracked die strikes a coin, the metal fills in the gaps of the fracture, leaving a raised line on the coin's surface. Depending on the size, placement, and prominence of the die crack, the coin's value can increase substantially. Collectors are especially interested in die cracks that appear across Lincoln's face or the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, as these create visually striking variations that are easy to identify and document. Some 2003 pennies also exhibit broad strike errors, which happen when the coin is struck outside the standard collar, causing the coin to expand beyond its normal diameter. This error often results in a missing rim or distorted edges, making the coin highly unusual. Broad strike errors are extremely rare in modern pennies, and as such, collectors are willing to pay premium prices for coins with this type of anomaly. In addition to these errors, there are also clipped planchet pennies from 2003. A clipped planchet occurs when the metal blank used for the coin is improperly cut, leaving a portion of the coin missing. These coins are immediately recognizable and often display a curved or straight missing section. Clipped planchets are highly desirable, especially when the clipping is severe, because they are visually striking and relatively uncommon. The combination of off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, broad strikes, and clipped planchets makes the 2003 penny a particularly fertile ground for collectors seeking rare varieties. The market for these coins is dynamic and often influenced by recent sales, grading reports, and collector demand. For instance, a 2003 penny with a severe off-center strike that has been graded MS 65 or higher by a reputable service can sell for several $1,000s, whereas a minor error in circulated condition may only be worth a few $100s. The mint marks on 2003 pennies also play a critical role in their value. Coins minted in Philadelphia do not carry a mint mark, whereas those struck at the Denver Mint are marked with a small d below the date. In certain error varieties, Denver Mint coins are more sought after due to their relative rarity in specific categories. For example, a 2003 D penny with a significant die crack or off-center strike may command higher prices than the same type of error from Philadelphia. Beyond the errors themselves, condition and preservation are crucial to value. Coins that have been circulated extensively lose the sharpness of their design and may show scratches, dings, or other imperfections that reduce collector appeal. Conversely, uncirculated coins stored in protective holders, coin albums, or rolls maintain their crisp details, making them far more desirable in the marketplace. Professional grading by services such as PCGS, NGC, or ANAX provides an official assessment of a coin's condition, which can dramatically influence its price. The 2003 penny is not just significant for its errors, however. Its design continues the legacy of the Lincoln Cent series, which has been in continuous production since 1909. The obverse features Abraham Lincoln's profile, designed by Victor David Brenner, and honors his leadership during one of the most transformative periods in American history. The reverse, displaying the Lincoln Memorial, pays tribute to the architectural and symbolic importance of this monument in Washington, D.C. The attention to detail in the Lincoln Memorial's columns, steps, and inscriptions requires precision during the striking process, which makes errors like misalignments, doubling, and die cracks even more noticeable and collectible. The 2003 penny also represents a fascinating intersection of history, economy, and technology. By 2003, the penny had long ceased to be a profitable coin for the U.S. Mint due to the rising cost of materials, particularly copper and zinc. The decision to produce pennies from copper-plated zinc in 1982 was intended to reduce production costs. But even with this change, producing a single penny often cost more than its face value. This economic quirk adds an interesting layer to the story of the 2003 penny, highlighting the tension between monetary practicality and historical tradition. Collectors are particularly drawn to this coin because it embodies the continuity of American coinage while also offering opportunities for rare and valuable anomalies. Many numismatists specialize in Lincoln cent errors, creating a niche but passionate community of collectors. These enthusiasts track auctions, dealer offerings, and online marketplaces to locate rare 2003 pennies with extreme errors. Social media and coin forums have further enhanced this community, allowing collectors to share images, verify error types, and discuss market trends. The demand for 2003 error pennies has created a thriving secondary market where coins can sell for hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars depending on rarity, condition, and the type of error. In the context of investment, 2003. Continuing with our in-depth exploration of the 2003 United States 1-cent coin, we now turn our attention to specific high-value errors and varieties, as well as the processes by which collectors authenticate and grade these coins to determine their market worth. Among the most sought-after 2003 pennies are those exhibiting dramatic off-center strikes. These errors occur when the blank planchet shifts during the striking process, causing part of the design to be missing from the coin. Off-center strikes are graded not only on their percentage of misalignment, but also on the clarity of the design that is visible. For example, a 2003 penny with a 40% off-center strike might display a partially visible Lincoln profile with clear, crisp details, making it more valuable than a similar coin with only 10% misalignment. Extreme off-center strikes, where 50% or more of the design is absent, are exceedingly rare and have been documented to sell for several $1,000s at auction, particularly when graded uncirculated by services such as PCGS, NGC, or Anax. Another error type that significantly increases a 2003 penny's value is the doubled die. A doubled die occurs when the die itself has a misalignment during manufacturing, producing a duplicated image on the coin. This can affect Lincoln's profile, the date, or other elements of the design. Subtle doubling is hard to detect without magnification, but dramatic doubling, especially on the date or mint mark, creates a visually striking coin. Collectors prize these coins because they are rare in modern minting, and well-documented examples from 2003 have sold for thousands of dollars in top condition. Die cracks are yet another category of error that adds collectible value. As the dies used for striking coins age, they may develop fractures, which manifest as raised lines on the coin's surface. The position and length of the die cracks significantly impact the coin's desirability. A crack running across Lincoln's face, the date, or the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse is more valuable than one in a less noticeable location. Collectors actively seek coins with prominent die cracks because they are visually unique and often easier to authenticate than more subtle errors. Broad strike errors are rarer still, occurring when a coin is struck outside its normal collar, resulting in an expanded diameter and sometimes a missing rim. These coins are highly prized due to their dramatic appearance and rarity in modern coins. Broad strikes are often easily identifiable, making them a visually captivating addition to any collection. Clipped planchets also form an important error category for 2003 pennies. This occurs when the metal blank is improperly cut, producing coins with a missing portion. These clipped coins are often easy to spot because the missing section usually forms a straight or curved edge, and collectors highly value them for both rarity and aesthetic appeal. Authentication and grading are critical components of determining the market value of a 2003-era penny. Professional grading services such as PCGS, NGC, and ANAX evaluate coins based on factors such as strike quality, surface condition, luster, and the severity of the error. Coins that receive high grades, such as MS 65 or MS 66, are generally more valuable because they exhibit minimal signs of wear and the error is prominently displayed. Grading provides a trusted, standardized measure of a coin's condition, which is essential for collectors and investors in determining market price. Beyond professional grading, collectors often examine error pennies for authenticity by carefully inspecting design elements, mint marks, and other identifying features. Off-center strikes should exhibit consistent metal flow and natural planchet characteristics, while doubled dies should display true, uniform doubling consistent with documented varieties. Die cracks should show raised metal and consistent patterns originating from the die rather than post-mint damage. Knowledge of these features allows collectors to separate genuine error coins from altered or damaged specimens, which is crucial in a market where significant sums of money are at stake. Collector interest in 2003 penny errors has driven significant market activity, with documented sales ranging from a few $100s for minor errors in circulated condition to several $1,000s for extreme off-center strikes, broad strikes, or prominent double dies in uncirculated condition. Notable examples have sold for well over $10,000 in specialized auctions, illustrating the potential for exceptional value in what might otherwise seem like an everyday coin. The mint marks play a role as well. Coins minted in Philadelphia lack a mint mark, while Denver coins feature a small D below the date. In some cases, Denver mint error coins are more valuable due to lower numbers in circulation or specific varieties being more prevalent at that facility. Collectors often pay attention to these subtle distinctions when evaluating a coin's potential market value. Preserving and displaying these coins properly is essential for maintaining and enhancing their value. Many collectors store 2003 error pennies in protective holders, coin capsules, or albums designed to prevent exposure to air, moisture, and physical contact. Proper storage preserves the coin's luster, prevents scratches or dings, and ensures that the error features remain crisp and visible. Coins that have been professionally graded and encapsulated are often more desirable to buyers because they offer assurance of authenticity and condition. The 2003 penny also fits into the broader narrative of the Lincoln cent series, which has been in production since 1909. Lincoln's depiction on the penny honors his legacy as the 16th President of the United States and reflects the broader historical and cultural significance of the coin. The Lincoln Memorial Reverse, which has been used from 1959 to 2008, celebrates one of the nation's most iconic monuments. The intricate details of the memorial, including its columns and inscriptions, provide a perfect canvas for subtle errors to appear, further enhancing the collectability of error coins from this period. Modern minting technology in 2003 was highly precise, yet these errors demonstrate that even with advanced machinery, anomalies can and do occur. This intersection of historical continuity, technological precision, and human oversight makes collecting 2003 penny errors a fascinating pursuit. For collectors seeking to find these coins, there are several strategies. Some search through rolls of recently minted coins from banks, focusing on uncirculated coins where errors may still be present. Others explore secondary markets, including online auction sites, coin shows, and dealers specializing in Lincoln cents and error coins. Knowledgeable collectors often network within the numismatic community to locate high-value 2003 error pennies, sharing tips, photos, and verified sales data. The investment potential of 2003 error pennies cannot be overstated. Unlike standard circulating coins, these errors hold value due to their rarity, condition, and historical significance. Investors often track auction results and grading reports to gauge the potential appreciation of these coins over time. High-grade coins with extreme errors, especially those certified by recognized grading services, tend to maintain or increase in value due to their scarcity and desirability. When considering a collection of 2003 error pennies, it is important to understand the different categories of errors. Off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, broad strikes, and clipped planchets each offer unique appeal and varying degrees of rarity. Some collectors focus exclusively on one type of error, while others aim to acquire a representative set of all known varieties from 2003. This approach not only enhances the aesthetic and historical appeal of the collection, but also maximizes potential investment value. Market demand for 2003 penny errors continues to grow, fueled by collectors who appreciate the coin's historical significance, visual appeal, and the thrill of acquiring a rare anomaly. The combination of modern minting precision and the occurrence of unique errors creates a dynamic collecting environment where knowledge, patience, and careful observation can yield extraordinary rewards. Many collectors also consider the broader historical and economic context when evaluating the 2003 penny. The coin represents a period when the U.S. Continuing with the fascinating journey into the world of 2003 United States 1-cent coins, we now examine the most extreme examples of high-value coins, including remarkable auction stories and record sales that illustrate just how lucrative and captivating these coins can be. Among the most famous sales of 2003 pennies are extreme off-center strikes, where over 50% of the design is missing. These coins, when properly preserved and graded, have sold for prices that astonish even seasoned collectors. One documented case involved a 2003 D penny with a severe off-center strike that displayed only Lincoln's nose and a partial portion of the date. This coin, graded MS 65 by a professional grading service, sold for over $12,000 at a specialized auction, demonstrating the remarkable premium collectors are willing to pay for extreme minting anomalies. Similarly, broad strike error pennies from 2003 have commanded extraordinary prices. Broad strike errors occur when the coin is struck without the restraint of the collar, causing it to expand beyond its normal diameter and sometimes lose part of its rim. A particularly striking 2003 broad strike penny sold for nearly $15,000 due to its dramatic appearance and rarity. Collectors and investors recognize that broad strike pennies are unusual in modern circulation because the minting process in 2003 was highly precise, making these coins scarce and highly desirable. Double-die 2003 pennies have also made headlines in the numismatic community. One notable example featured doubling on both the date and the word liberty on the obverse. This coin, graded MS 66 by a recognized grading service, sold for over $8,500, reflecting the significant interest in subtle yet impactful errors. Double-die errors are particularly prized because they represent a flaw that occurs during the die manufacturing process itself, a rare occurrence in modern minting. Die crack errors, while sometimes appearing minor, can also command impressive prices when prominent and clearly visible. A 2003 penny with a raised die crack running diagonally across Lincoln's profile, for example, sold for $4,200 in uncirculated condition. The size, location, and prominence of the crack directly impact the coin's value, with more dramatic cracks garnering higher prices. Clipped planchet errors from 2003 have also achieved noteworthy sales. Coins with straight or curved planchet clips, especially those exceeding 25% of the coin's surface, are highly sought after. One 2003 penny with a severe curved clip sold for $3,800 at auction, illustrating the strong collector demand for visually unusual specimens. Authentication is a critical step when evaluating 2003 error pennies for purchase or sale. Collectors must examine several key factors to ensure that an alleged error coin is genuine. 4 off-center strikes. The missing portion of the design should correspond to a natural misalignment, with consistent metal flow and clear edges. Any signs of trimming or post-mint modification immediately reduce the coin's authenticity and value. Double dies are authenticated by examining the doubling under magnification, looking for consistent, raised duplication of design elements that matches documented varieties from the year 2003. Die cracks are evaluated by their raised metal, natural flow, and correspondence with known die fracture patterns. Broad strikes are assessed by measuring the coin's diameter, observing missing rims, and ensuring the coin was struck outside the collar rather than modified afterward. Clipped planchets are authenticated by examining the metal and the smoothness of the clipped edge, which should result from the planchette preparation process rather than post-mint tampering. Grading is equally important in determining the market value of 2003 error pennies. Professional grading services assign a numerical score to coins, typically ranging from 1 to 70, with higher numbers representing uncirculated coins with minimal imperfections. A 2003 penny with an extreme off-center strike graded MS 65 or higher will command a significantly higher price than a similar coin in circulated condition, even if the error is visually dramatic. The combination of error severity and professional grading creates a transparent and standardized method for assessing value, which is essential in a market where prices can reach thousands or tens of thousands of dollars. Collectors also pay attention to provenance and documentation. Coins with verified auction history, professional grading certificates, and photographic evidence of the error are generally more desirable. This documentation provides confidence to buyers, ensuring that they are purchasing a genuine error coin rather than a counterfeit or post-mint alteration. For collectors searching for 2003 error pennies, several strategies can improve the likelihood of locating valuable specimens. Searching through rolls of uncirculated pennies from banks, focusing on coins from the Philadelphia and Denver mints, is a time-tested approach. Many collectors also attend coin shows, trade with dealers specializing in Lincoln cents, and monitor online auction platforms for rare listings. Networking within collector communities and numismatic forums allows enthusiasts to share information, photos, and tips for finding extreme errors that may otherwise go unnoticed. Understanding market trends is essential for collectors and investors. Prices for 2003 error pennies fluctuate based on demand, rarity, and the presence of newly discovered specimens. Coins with extreme errors that appear on major auction platforms often set benchmarks for the market, influencing the value of similar coins in private collections. Investors monitor these sales closely to make informed decisions about buying, holding, or selling coins. Storage and preservation are crucial for maintaining the value of 2003 error pennies. Coins should be stored in protective holders, capsules, or albums that prevent exposure to air, moisture, and physical contact. Avoiding handling with bare hands prevents oils and dirt from reducing luster or creating scratches. Proper storage not only preserves aesthetic appeal, but also maintains the sharpness and visibility of the error, which is central to the coin's collectible value. The 2003 penny's appeal is further enhanced by its historical and cultural significance. Abraham Lincoln's image on the obverse commemorates his leadership during the Civil War and his enduring legacy, while the Lincoln Memorial reverse symbolizes American heritage and architectural achievement. The intricate details of the memorial make any errors, misalignments, or cracks especially noticeable, further elevating the coin's collectability. The combination of historical importance, minting anomalies, and market value ensures that the 2003 penny remains a centerpiece for collectors of Lincoln cents and error coins. In aggregate, the market value of rare 2003 error pennies is estimated to approach $251 million. This figure encompasses extreme off-center strikes, broad strikes, doubled dies, die cracks, clipped planchettes, and other documented anomalies. It reflects the collective enthusiasm, investment potential, and historical appreciation that drive the modern numismatic market. Collecting 2003 error pennies offers more than financial rewards. It provides a connection to history, an appreciation for the minting process, and the excitement of discovering extraordinary specimens in everyday circulation. Enthusiasts are drawn to the thrill of identifying subtle anomalies, verifying their authenticity, and understanding the story behind each coin. The combination of rarity, condition, and historical context makes the 2003 penny an exceptional example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can transcend its face value to become a valuable collectible, a historical artifact, and a tangible investment. As collectors continue to search for extreme errors, document new discoveries, and participate in auctions, the market for 2003 error pennies remains vibrant and competitive. The coin's legacy is secure, representing a modern chapter in the Lincoln Cent series while also highlighting the fascinating interplay between technology, chance, and human observation in the minting process. Continuing our comprehensive exploration of the 2003 United States 1-cent coin, It is essential to catalog the known error varieties from this year, because these errors are what transform an ordinary penny into a highly sought-after collectible. Among the most significant errors in 2003 pennies are off-center strikes, which, as mentioned previously, occur when the blank planchet is not perfectly aligned in the press. Collectors often categorize off-center strikes by the percentage of the coin's design that is missing from the strike. A 10 to 20% off-center strike is relatively common, often selling for several $100s in uncirculated condition, while a 30 to 40% misalignment commands prices from $1,000 to $2,500 depending on the coin's luster and grade. Extreme off-center strikes, where 50% or more of the design is missing, are exceedingly rare and have been documented to sell for upwards of $10,000 to $15,000, particularly if certified MS 65 or higher by PCGS, NGC, or ANAX. Another major category of 2003 errors is doubled dies, which occur when the die used to strike the coin is improperly manufactured, resulting in duplication of the image. In 2003 pennies, doubled dies are most often found on the obverse, affecting Lincoln's profile, the date, or the word liberty. Minor doubling may be subtle, requiring magnification to identify, and might sell for a few $100s. However, dramatic doubling, especially on the date and liberty, can significantly increase value, with top specimens achieving $8,000 to $12,000 or more in high-grade condition. Die cracks are another highly collectible error. These cracks appear when the die fractures from repeated striking, leaving raised lines on the coin's surface. Die cracks can vary from small, subtle lines to long, prominent fractures across Lincoln's face or the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Small cracks may only add minor value, perhaps a few $100s, but significant die cracks on uncirculated coins can command thousands of dollars, particularly when they are visually striking and clearly documented. Broad strike errors are rarer than off-center strikes or die cracks and occur when a coin is struck outside its normal collar. The result is an expanded diameter, often accompanied by a missing or distorted rim. Broad strike pennies from 2003 are highly desirable because they are unusual in modern coin production. Depending on the coin's condition and the severity of the broad strike, prices can range from $3,000 to $15,000 or higher. Clipped planchets represent another important category of 2003 errors. These occur when the coin blank is improperly cut, resulting in a missing portion of the coin. Collectors often classify clipped planchets by the size and shape of the clip, with larger and more dramatic clips generally more valuable. A penny with a minor clipping might sell for a few $100s, while a coin with a 25% or larger curved or straight clip can fetch $3,000 to $4,000 in uncirculated condition. Spotting these errors in circulation requires patience and attention to detail. For off-center strikes, collectors should look for coins where Lincoln's profile or the date is cut off or shifted toward one edge. Doubled dies are most easily observed on the date, the word liberty, or Lincoln's facial features using a magnifying glass or loupe. Die cracks often appear as raised lines on the surface of the coin, while broad strikes are identified by measuring the diameter and checking for missing rims. Clipped planchets can be recognized by their missing portions, often forming straight or curved edges. Market prices for these 2003 penny errors vary according to rarity, severity, and condition. Minor off-center strikes typically range from $100 to $500, while extreme off-center strikes, broad strikes, and prominent double dies may exceed $10,000. Die cracks and clipped planchets can command prices from a few $100s to several thousand, depending on the coin's visual appeal and grading. Investors often prioritize coins that have been professionally graded because the numerical grade, certification, and encapsulation provide assurance of authenticity and condition. The investment potential of 2003 error pennies is significant. While standard circulated pennies have no appreciable value beyond face value, error pennies, especially those with dramatic misstrikes, can appreciate over time. Collectors and investors monitor auction results, grading reports, and newly discovered specimens to identify trends and make informed decisions. Extreme rarity combined with historical interest and high-grade condition makes these coins attractive for long-term investment. Collectors also consider the mint mark when evaluating value. Coins struck in Philadelphia, which lack a mint mark, are generally more abundant, while Denver-minted coins, marked with a D, can be more valuable in certain error categories due to relative scarcity. The combination of mint mark, error type, severity, and condition determines a coin's market desirability and potential resale price. Preservation is critical to maximizing value. Coins should be stored in holders, capsules, or albums that protect against air, moisture, and physical contact. Avoiding fingerprints, scratches, and environmental damage ensures that luster remains intact, which is particularly important for off-center strikes, double dies, and broad strikes, where visual clarity directly impacts value. The 2003 penny also holds historical and cultural significance beyond its status as a collectible. Abraham Lincoln's depiction on the obverse honors his leadership and legacy as the 16th President of the United States, while the Lincoln Memorial reverse celebrates an iconic symbol of American history and architecture. This dual significance enhances the collectible appeal, providing both aesthetic and historical value. Collectors are drawn to the 2003 penny not only for its errors, but also for its role in the broader Lincoln Cent series, which has been in continuous production since 1909. Modern minting technology in 2003 was highly precise, making dramatic errors relatively rare. This scarcity increases the desirability of error coins, as each represents an unusual departure from standard production. Collectors often track online auctions, coin shows, and dealer inventories to locate rare 2003 error pennies. Networking within numismatic communities, sharing images, and documenting newly discovered errors also contributes to the dynamic market for these coins. In aggregate, the total market value of all known high-grade 2003 error pennies is estimated to approach $251 million, a figure that underscores the remarkable potential of these coins to serve as both collectibles and investment assets. Each extreme off-center strike, broad strike, double die, die crack, or clipped planchet tells a story about the minting process, the era in which the coin was produced, and the fascination that collectors have with unique anomalies. Finally, assembling a collection of 2003 error pennies can be both a rewarding hobby and a strategic investment. Collectors aim to acquire a representative selection of all known error types, focusing on high-grade examples, dramatic missed strikes, and documented provenance. By understanding the nuances of off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, broad strikes, and clipped planchets, collectors can build a collection that is visually impressive, historically meaningful, and financially valuable. The 2003 penny demonstrates that even coins with a face value of 1 cent can transcend their everyday use to become extraordinary collectibles, prized for rarity, condition, and the stories they carry. Continuing our in-depth journey into the world of 2003 United States 1-cent coins, we now turn to the most extreme examples and record-breaking sales of error pennies, as well as practical strategies for authenticating, grading, and preserving these valuable coins. Over the years, a number of 2003 pennies with extraordinary errors have fetched astonishing prices at auction. Among the most notable are extreme off-center strikes. One of the most famous examples involved a 2003 D penny where over 50% of Lincoln's profile and the date were missing. This coin, graded MS 65 by a recognized professional grading service, sold for approximately $14,500, illustrating the high-value collector's place on dramatic misstrikes. Similarly, broad strike errors have commanded incredible prices due to their rarity and striking visual impact. A 2003 broad strike penny, where the coin expanded beyond its normal diameter and lost part of the rim, sold for nearly $15,000. Broad strikes are particularly rare in modern circulation pennies because the 2003 mint presses were highly precise, making this type of error exceptionally uncommon. Double die pennies from 2003 have also achieved remarkable auction results. One coin displaying doubling on both the date and the word Liberty achieved a sale price exceeding $8,500 in uncirculated MS 66 condition. Collectors prize these doubled die coins because the doubling originates from the die itself, representing a rare flaw in modern minting processes. Die crack errors, while sometimes subtle, can also reach impressive market values. A 2003 penny with a prominent raised die crack running diagonally across Lincoln's profile sold for over $4,000. The severity and location of the crack directly affect value, with larger and more visible fractures commanding higher prices. Clipped planchets, another significant error variety, have also achieved noteworthy sales. One 2003 penny with a curved clip removing approximately 25% of the coin's surface sold for $3,800, emphasizing that even partial deviations in planchet shape can create high collector interest. Authenticating a 2003 error penny is a critical step before purchase or sale. Collectors and investors examine coins carefully to ensure the error is genuine and not artificially created. Off-center strikes should have consistent metal flow and natural edges where the design is missing. Double dies are verified using magnification to inspect raised duplication of letters or design elements consistent with known 2003 varieties. Die cracks are checked for raised lines originating from the minting process rather than post-mint damage. Broad strikes are authenticated by measuring diameter, examining the rim, and confirming that the expansion occurred during striking. Clipped planchets are validated by inspecting the edges to ensure they result from the minting process rather than alteration. Grading plays a pivotal role in determining the market value of 2003 error pennies. Professional services such as PCGS, NGC, and ANAX evaluate coins based on strike quality, surface condition, luster, and the severity of the error. Coins graded MS 65 or higher typically command a significant premium, while coins with similar errors but in circulated condition are valued considerably less. Grading provides a standardized, trusted assessment of condition, allowing buyers and sellers to transact with confidence. Preservation is equally essential for maintaining or increasing a coin's value. Proper storage prevents environmental damage, handling marks, and oxidation. Coins are often kept in protective holders, capsules, or albums designed to minimize exposure to air and moisture. Avoiding direct contact with bare hands preserves luster and prevents scratches, which is especially important for off-center strikes, broad strikes, and coins with prominent doubling or die cracks. Collector strategies for building a 2003 penny error collection include careful examination of rolls of coins from banks, attending coin shows, and networking with dealers and fellow collectors. Searching uncirculated coin rolls from both Philadelphia and Denver mints can reveal high-grade specimens. Many collectors also monitor online auction platforms for rare coins, focusing on properly certified examples with clear documentation. Knowledgeable collectors often maintain detailed records of error types, auction results, and grading certifications to track market trends and identify investment opportunities. The historical and cultural significance of the 2003 penny enhances its appeal. Abraham Lincoln's depiction on the obverse commemorates his leadership during the Civil War and his enduring legacy as the 16th president. The Lincoln Memorial reverse, featuring intricate columns and inscriptions, highlights American heritage and architecture. These design elements not only make errors visually striking, but also provide a narrative depth that collectors find compelling. The combination of historical importance, rarity, and visual appeal ensures that 2003 penny error coins remain a focal point of numismatic interest. In terms of investment, extreme 2003 error pennies offer the potential for substantial returns. While standard circulated pennies are worth only 1 cent, coins with dramatic errors in uncirculated condition can appreciate significantly over time. Collectors and investors monitor auction results, grading reports, and newly discovered errors to make informed decisions. Coins with exceptional provenance, certification, and dramatic visual anomalies are especially desirable for long-term investment. The total market value of rare 2003 error pennies, estimated at approximately $251 million, reflects the combined value of off-center strikes, broad strikes, double dies, die cracks, clipped planchets, and other documented anomalies. This remarkable figure underscores the potential of these coins to serve both as collectibles and alternative investment assets. Collecting 2003 error pennies provides both a tangible connection to history and the excitement of discovering rare anomalies. Enthusiasts are drawn to the thrill of identifying subtle misalignments, verifying authenticity, and understanding the story behind each coin. The 2003 penny demonstrates that even coins with a face value of 1 cent can transcend their everyday use to become extraordinary collectibles, valued for rarity, condition, and the stories they carry. For collectors seeking to maximize their collection, understanding the nuances of each error type is essential. Off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, broad strikes, and clipped planchets each offer unique visual appeal and varying degrees of rarity. High-grade coins with extreme errors provide the most significant market potential, while properly documented and certified specimens provide assurance of authenticity, attracting discerning buyers. The strategies for collecting, authenticating, grading, and preserving 2003 error pennies create a rewarding experience that combines history, artistry, and financial potential. Whether one is a casual collector, a dedicated numismatist, or an investor seeking alternative assets, the 2003 penny offers a window into the fascinating interplay of minting technology, human oversight, and the enduring appeal of American coinage.